My name is Chris Yamashita. I am the owner and manager of Brown Chicken Brown Cow. When I was growing up, my parents introduced me to a lot of different kinds of food from different places around the world. And growing up in the Bay Area, we're really fortunate to have a lot of those restaurants here. So I got really interested in food from around the world, right in our backyard here in Silicon Valley. Running a small business is really exciting. I love that I get to help people grow in a direction that they want to. If they're excited about food, then I get to help them learn more about that. If they're excited about business and management, I'm happy to show them the way on that, whatever I know. But I've been really fortunate to have really generous people in my career, so I wanted to be generous back and help the next generation of restaurateurs and foodies.
How's it going, guys? Lucio Garcia from Brown Chicken Brown Cow. One of the lead cooks here in the morning. What we do here, you know, it's fun. It's not all crazy, professional. We have fun here. You know, we're cooks. Just making, you know, fun at what we have here. You know, our chili is really popular. If you have chili cheese fries or just chili bowl by itself.
Grass-fed burgers and cage-free chicken. We're sourcing all our produce and our ingredients locally, and wanted to really portray a farm fresh kind of environment, and I think we really did that in the environment itself. And we wanted to say that in our name, and so Brown Chicken Brown Cow seemed to fit perfectly. We wanted to also remind ourselves to have fun with our everyday work, so kind of fit exactly what we are. Brown Chicken Brown Cow. We are really hard to find. We hear that a lot, but once people find us, they're always excited and they bring their friends down here. So once people find us on Google Maps or maybe Apple Maps, they can bring their friends and share the experience with them.
We live right around the corner. And so we wanted to try something different, and we've never been here before, so we thought we'd try it out. It looks all very, very good.
I think if I were to give advice for somebody who wants to start their own restaurant or their own business, and no matter what they do, there's not only one way to go about doing it. I think there's many avenues one can take to get to their goals, and for each individual, there's probably a certain path that they want to take, and it's fit for them. And for me, it was a fun path, and I learned a lot along the way, personally from my mentors, and I think everyone just kind of has to find that for themselves.
We've had the restaurant now for 7 years. The idea was to create an atmosphere where you felt at home, and create food that wasn't pretentious. It was food that you can recognize, but you're not going to be able to recognize necessarily the flavors. Because the flavors will be a little bit more intense, a little bit more powerful, a little bit more going on, a little bit more layers of the flavors, so that people won't say that, hey, I can cook this at home. It was the idea of having a ribeye, but having a ribeye with different ingredients that you might not have thought to put together. It was basically about family. That was the idea, that you would come in here, sit down, and be greeted by me or be greeted by a waiter, but it was like being greeted when you're at home. Feeling like, hey, I'm at home, and just having a good time. So that was the idea. It was an idea where I worked in town for a long time, and I built up my name in town as a chef. And I figured the best way to get people in the door was to have my name on the door, so people knew where I was. So that was one of the reasons. The other reason was to take responsibility. And somebody's name is on something, they're taking responsibility for it. And I wanted to take responsibility for everything. I wouldn't ever throw a waiter under the bus, I wouldn't ever throw a cook under the bus. It would be all my responsibility. Whether the food wasn't cooked right, whether the waiter didn't do this or the waiter didn't do that, it wasn't their fault, it was my fault because I hired them. And that's my responsibility. So I wanted people to know that that's why my name's on the door. So if they needed a pointed finger, they're not pointing the finger at a waiter or a cook or a busboy or whomever. They're pointing the finger at me, and that's the only person that they have to point the finger at. If something screws up, it's on me, and that's it. That's where the line stops. So that's why. I enjoy the people that come in. I enjoy training my staff, teaching my cooks, teaching my learning also, learning from people, learning from my staff. You know, being the boss isn't just the, you know, pointing fingers. It's also learning. It's also growing and listening. And so, you know, I enjoy being around these guys that I work with and this team that I have. I enjoy the whole atmosphere of the restaurant business because you get a high from it, and it's a natural high, obviously, but it's a high where, you know, you just working late at night and the place is buzzing, you're going crazy, and you created that. And you sit back and you go, this is something you created, and it's a pretty great feeling to have that, you know, especially on a nightly basis.
Okay, so my name is Chris. I have been coming to Nick's ever since he opened the doors. Started out across the street, and now I'm very, very fond, and I will just say I come here a lot. So for lunch, one of my favorite dishes is the duck salad, which is delicious. His soups are always amazing. And for dinner, I often like his specials. So just last week I had filet, and it was to die for. One of my favorite things about this restaurant is the sense of community, the sense of that it's something special and unique and different. And he puts his heart and soul into every dish he makes. So I would hope that Nick would continue to expand into other areas, maybe even Los Altos. That's just where I live, because I have to come all the way down here, and it's a treat, but I want more in more places.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.